What if a primordial force, known as prana or chi, pulsed within you, waiting to be awakened? What if this vital energy were the key to shaping your reality, unveiling a universe of unexplored possibilities? This is not just a story. It is a map for inner alchemy, a guide to transforming your perception of the cosmos and of yourselves. We will unveil hidden truths, resonating with the ancient wisdom of figures like Bardin and Crowley, exploring the flow of chi and the mastery of the mind. We embark you on a path of spiritual enlightenment. If you feel the call, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the first step. You are, each one of you, a living crucible, a sanctuary where the symphony of creation resonates. I dwell in the knowledge that within your being nests an ethereal substance, a primordial current whispered and revered through the ages, veiled in the most arcane texts. It is the vital energy, the first force that pulses at the heart of the cosmos and therefore in yours. The sages of the East named it prana, the cosmic breath that nourishes existence, while the Taoist masters knew it as chi or ki, the divine breath that organizes and shapes all manifestation. This is not a mere metaphor. It is the invisible architecture of your essence, the inextinguishable spark that animates every cell, every thought, every heartbeat. Without this fundamental breath, existence itself would be an inert void. Imagine the magnitude of this revelation, not an abstraction, but a palpable and subtle current. Egyptian priests, in their hieroglyphs, alluded to a similar force, the Ka, the energetic counterpart of the body. In Hermetic traditions, this vital force is the Spiritus Mundi, the soul of the world condensed in each individual, waiting to be recognized. Medieval alchemists, in their search for the elixir of long life, unknowingly tried to purify and concentrate this energetic flow. Apocryphal texts like those of Nag Hammadi hint that the knowledge of this energy was the cornerstone of the mystery teachings, key to transcending the material. It is an echo resonating from the dawn of time, inviting you to remember that the true revelation, the turning point, lies in understanding that this gigantic energy that inhabits you is not passive, but malleable, susceptible to your will and intention. You are not mere receptors of this cosmic river. You are its directors. The control of energy is not a gift for a few, but an inherent capacity veiled by modern lethargy. Those who, through the centuries, have dedicated their lives to practices such as Qigong, Qigong, or the yogic paths of prana, have demonstrated the astonishing plasticity of this force. Shamans and ancient masters understood that the universe is a vast network of connections, and the human being, a vital node, capable of influencing it. Awakening to this truth is the first step towards unparalleled internal sovereignty. How, then, do we begin this inner alchemy to direct this torrent of life? The answer lies in the subtle discipline of your mind. Conscious breathing is the master. Ki, the primordial bridge between the visible and the invisible. Each inhalation is not just air. It is an intake of prana, a direct sip from the source of life. And each exhalation, a conscious release that purifies your being and opens channels for a deeper flow. Combine this with visualization, the art of painting your inner reality with the brush of imagination, directing the energetic flow with clarity. Sustained concentration, unwavering focus, is the crucible where intention merges with vital energy, shaping your reality. Mind and discipline are not chains, but the wings that will allow you to soar through the skies of your inner universe. This is the beginning of a journey to understand and experience your inherent power. By mastering energy control, feeling the vibrant pulse of your energy meridians, and learning the art of body scanning, the internal perception of your vital currents, you will begin to discern hidden truths. This internal mastery is not just for health or mental clarity. It is the path to conscious manifestation of your destiny, to an emotional balance that will anchor you in calm. It is an invitation to the deepest alchemy, where spirit merges with matter to create a new reality. But how do we discern the paths this energy travels, and how can we free it from the blockages that limit its flow? It is a question that leads us to the hidden structures of the subtle body, a territory awaiting our exploration. That question, beloved seekers, plunges us directly into the veiled domains of esotericism, where energy is revealed not as an ethereal abstraction, but as a palpable substance, a vital force that permeates every interstice of the cosmos and your own being. The hidden structures I allude to are not merely anatomical, but vibrational, an intricate tapestry of currents that shape your existence from the subtlest planes. It is in this sacred ground that ancient traditions converge, whispering the truth about prana, chi, or ki, and the vital energy that animates all manifestation. Masters of old, custodians of knowledge, forbidden to the common folk, like the enigmatic. Franz Bardon, in his treatises on Hermetic magic, unveiled that this vital energy is the etheric bridge that indissolubly connects the dense body, the subtle soul, and the immortal spirit. He did not describe it as an intangible metaphysical fluid, but as a universal current, a primordial electricity that can be attracted, stored, and projected at will. Bardon taught his disciples to perceive it as a real, almost corporeal emanation, flowing through the energy meridians, and that can be felt through body scanning, a crucial skill for its energy control. Similarly, the sagacious Eliphas Levi, in his profound meditations on occultism and ceremonial magic, identified it with astral light, or the great magical agent, a universal medium that obeys human will and acts as a plastic agent of the imagination. Both visionaries, from distinct paths of arcane knowledge, converged on a fundamental truth. What we call prana in the East, or chi in the traditions of Qigong, is the same indivisible vital force, a manifestation of the divine breath that animates creation. This is not a mere philosophical concept, but the true crucible of inner alchemy. This vital force, this primordial essence, is the true elixir that, through mind and discipline, conscious breathing and directed visualization, you can mold your reality. Pure intention, strengthened by unwavering concentration, becomes the master chisel that sculpts the energetic flow, allowing manifestation to flourish from the subtle realm to the density of the material. The key lies in energy control, in the mastery of your own will to direct these currents, a latent power in every being that awakens to knowledge. This power is not an external gift, but the awakening of an inherent capacity, a birthright that allows you to establish a deep and lasting emotional balance. By understanding that energy is malleable by will, your perception of reality transforms. You cease to be mere observers to become conscious co-creators of your universe. But to exercise this will with such mastery, to mold this force that connects body, soul, and spirit, we must first decipher the internal mechanisms of that very will and how its roots intertwine with the destinies we forge. The will we speak of is not the mere whim of the ego, that fluctuating haze of fleeting desires that clouds vision, nor the instinctive reaction to mundane stimuli. It is, in its purest essence, the indomitable current of individual destiny, aligned with the universal pulse, the conscious manifestation of a transcendent purpose. It is the divine spark that resonates with the great work, an ancient notion, whispered in Hermetic and Vedic alchemical texts, veiled beneath the skin of history and deciphered only by initiates. This will is vital energy itself, condensed and directed, the cosmic breath that materializes through pure intention. It is the anchor that holds you to the essential self, the rudder that steers your vessel through the turbulent waters of existence, overcoming the inertia of non-being and the dissipation of disordered desire. Without this understanding, the pursuit of power is an empty chimera, dot to unveil this will, to purify it of the dross of conditioning, of false identities, and of the echoes of the unconscious collective requires ironclad mind and discipline, comparable to those of the ancient. Adepts employed when withdrawing to deserts or mountaintops to commune with the divine. You must create an inner sanctuary where the echo of the outer world dissipates, where the maelstrom of thoughts subsides. It is in that sacred silence that the voice of the true will is heard, which is indistinguishable from the current of Qi, or prana that animates all. Through sustained concentration, relentless scrutiny of your own motivations, and the practice of body scanning, you will begin to distinguish between the will imposed by shadow and the inherent will. A fundamental act in esotericism. Once that spark of will is discerned, the next art is to learn to nourish it, amplify it, and direct it. Here, conscious breathing comes into play, not as a mere physiological act, but as a bridge between the visible and invisible worlds, a fundamental key to energy control. Each inhalation is not just air, but a deliberate capture of that Vadao force, of the cosmic vital energy that floats in the ether and permeates every cell of your being. And each exhalation, an act of release and purified intention. Combine this with visualization, the mind's ability to create etheric forms and currents that guide the energetic flow. Imagine how that energy arises from your center, traversing the energy meridians, cleansing and strengthening every fiber of your being. Just as the millenary practices of Qigong teach, the body, that sacred temple of this divine manifestation, is not a prison, but a sophisticated antenna and a crucible of inner alchemy. Its physical balance, flexibility, and alignment are fundamental. If the vessel is cracked by neglect or disease, how will it retain the nectar of immortality? Therefore, every act of self-care, every posture, every conscious movement, every nutrition becomes a ritual of empowerment, an act of respect for the vehicle of will. And let us not forget emotional balance, for unleashed passions, anger, fear, envy are like hurricane winds that disperse vital energy, breaking concentration and distorting intention, making manifestation a chaotic and undesired act. Thus, by harmonizing body, mind, and spirit under the banner of a purified and conscious will, you become true channels, the alchemists of your own existence. This energy control is not an end in itself, but the master key that opens doors to internal and external realms that few dare to explore. It endows you with the ability to weave reality with threads of light and shadow to manifest your true design. But what happens when this will, this vital energy, is not only controlled and directed towards personal realization, but also projected towards a greater purpose, towards the transformation of shared reality, towards the very fabric of the cosmos? What is the true nature of creation through will when it aligns with collective destiny and the mysteries of the universe? The question I left you with, that of will projected beyond the individual self towards a greater purpose, inevitably leads us to the heart of ancient Eastern wisdom, Qi. In the vast and profound Chinese traditions, this is not merely a personal force or a poetic abstraction, but the primordial substance that animates the entire cosmos, the invisible breath that infuses life into every leaf dancing in the wind, every star twinkling in the night, and every thought crossing your mind. It is the universal vital energy, the prana of the Vedic tradition, the pneuma of the ancient Greeks, though with unique nuances that Taoist philosophy has explored with astonishing depth, unveiling layers of esotericism that few dare to unravel. It is the pulse that beats in the universe and resonates in every cell of your being, a revelation of the interconnectedness of all existence. This Qi is not an abstract concept. It is a vibratory reality, a vital force that manifests in countless forms, from the densest and most material to the most subtle and imperceptible. It is what keeps your heart beating, your mind agile, your spirit yearning for knowledge and transcendence. Without a harmonious and abundant energetic flow, the body languishes, the mind clouds with the shadows of confusion, and the spirit feels imprisoned in the chains of mundane existence. Ancient masters, through millennia of meticulous observation and esoteric practice, understood that radiant health, unwavering vitality, and full longevity were not arbitrary gifts of fate, but the direct result of the quality, purity, and circulation of this qi. It is the unbreakable link between your internal microcosm and the infinite macrocosm, a constant reminder that you are not isolated entities, but an integral part of the great living fabric that pulses with the same cosmic energy. And how does this vital essence travel through our being, nourishing every part of our existence? Not through visible veins and arteries, but through an intricate network of subtle channels, the celebrated energy meridians. These invisible pathways are like underground rivers that nourish the inner landscape of your body and mind, carrying qi to every organ, every tissue, every point of your being, even to the most ethereal spheres of your consciousness. When these meridians are obstructed, blocked by physical or emotional traumas, or when the energetic flow is deficient, pain, illness, imbalance, and spiritual disconnection arise. It is here that Qigong, Qi Kong, emerges as one of the deepest and most effective disciplines for energy control, an inner alchemy to purify the temple of the body. Through conscious breathing, gentle and specific movements, clear visualization, and purified intention, one seeks to cleanse and strengthen these channels, ensuring a constant and vibrant flow of qi that nourishes existence itself. Qigong, my dear apprentices of mystery, is much more than physical exercise. It is meditation in motion, a sacred dance between the inner self and the universe, an inner alchemy where mind and discipline are the forging tools of your reality. The practitioner, under the guidance of a mentor and their own experience, learns to perform a subtle body scanning, to feel the currents of energy, to identify points of stagnation or leakage that weaken the vital flow. Concentration is the sacred lens that focuses will and intention, allowing qi to be directed with a precision that defies ordinary understanding. It is not mere imagination. It is the awakening of a sensory perception beyond the five common senses, an innate ability to perceive and manipulate the subtle matter that animates everything. It is the art of listening to the whisper of qi within oneself and responding to its call with wisdom and reverence. Path to enlightenment built step by step with every breath. Mastery of qi not only bestows physical and mental vitality, but also elevates your state of consciousness and allows for a more potent and conscious manifestation of your desires and purposes, provided these are aligned with your true self, your divine spark. Emotional balance, already mentioned in our previous conversations, becomes a fundamental pillar in this stage of the journey, for uncontrolled passions and discordant emotions are vibrations that can purify or corrupt energetic flow, acting as a catalyst for intention or a poison that distorts it. This is the essence of inner alchemy, the transformation of the lead of your limitations and fears into the pure gold of your limitless potential. But what happens when this mastery of qi extends beyond the individual body and begins to resonate with the collective currents of existence, influencing the very fabric of shared reality and unveiling the secrets of the interaction between our energy and that of our environment, between the microcosm and the vast cosmic ocean of still unexplored possibilities? Friends, seekers of truth, listen with your inner ear, for the answer to that enigmatic question lies on the threshold of your own consciousness, guarded by a power we still underestimate, the mind. Franz Bardon, in his texts that resonate with the wisdom of ancient masters, revealed a fundamental truth to us. The mind is not a mere passive observer of the energetic flow, but its most potent conductor, and at the same time, the immaterial framework within which this vital energy manifests and is molded. Think of it as the supreme alchemist, capable of transmuting the subtle into the dense, the invisible into the tangible. This conception leads us to the imperative need for mind and discipline, an inner rigor that transcends mere logical thought and plunges into the depths of introspection, that mirror where the soul confronts its own currents. Without this discipline, the vital force, the incessant flow of prana, disperses like water without a channel, without direction or purpose, at the mercy of the chaotic winds of existence. To fully understand how the mind exercises this energy, control, we must delve into the subtle mechanics of will and intention. It is not enough to desire. The desire must become an unbreakable decree, a resonant command that the mind, in its state of purest concentration, transmits to the universe of energy. Visualization, that divine faculty of painting realities with the brush of imagination, then becomes the architect of the channels through which chi will flow. Through conscious breathing, we inhale the vital energy of the cosmos, that primordial chi that envelops all existence, and with each exhalation, the mind, like a cosmic orchestra conductor, distributes and directs it through the intricate energy, meridians of our being. Here lies the key to many ancient practices of esotericism, such as Qigong, Qigong, where external movement is a mere manifestation of the powerful inner dance between mind and energy. But the mind not only conducts, it also provides the framework, the vibratory structure that defines the behavior of prana. Imagine a river. The mind is both the channel that guides it and the bank that contains it, giving it shape and direction. A chaotic mind, fragmented by fear or doubt, creates a porous framework, incapable of effectively retaining or directing vital energy. That is why emotional balance is not a mere spiritual adornment, but an operational necessity. Emotions are powerful vibrations. Anger can be a purifying fire or a devastating inferno, sadness a stagnant mud or a fertile rain. Mind and discipline allow us to harmonize these internal currents, creating an environment conducive to a coherent and potent energetic flow, thus enabling a body scanning that not only detects blockages, but allows will to redirect the current. Mental dominion over the vital force is not knowledge exclusively accessible to a select few, but a latent inheritance in every human being, a vestige of bygone times when humanity communed with universal laws more intimately. Forbidden texts, whispered among initiates, speak of how a fully disciplined mind is capable of transcending the limitations of the physical body, of healing what science considers incurable, and of projecting intention with such force that it alters the fabric of shared reality. Manifestation is not an act of fortuitous magic, but the culmination of a conscious process where will, guided by a mind in deep concentration and nourished by an impeccable energetic flow, materializes the inner vision on the external plane. Understand that the control of vital energy through the disciplined mind is not an end in itself, but a crucial step towards a deeper understanding of existence, a rung on the ladder that connects the individual microcosm with the vast cosmic ocean. It is the art of weaving invisible threads, of orchestrating energetic symphonies that resonate beyond our immediate perception, influencing not only our personal reality, but also the subtle fabric of collective reality. What happens then when this disciplined mind, this beacon of will and concentration, not only directs vital energy within the limits of our being, but begins to interact with the archetypal currents that underlie human consciousness, unveiling the mysteries of creation itself and the possibility of an alchemy that transcends the individual to touch the universal? Friends of the path, if the disciplined mind is the lighthouse that navigates the cosmic currents, where does it anchor its first vessel to embark on the vast journey into the realms of expanded consciousness? The answer lies in the most intimate, an accessible sanctuary for each of you, your own body. It is here that the vital force, prana or chi, weaves its intricate net, and it is through a practice as simple as it is profound, body scanning, that we begin to unravel the mysteries of its energetic flow. This ancient art, often relegated to mere superficial relaxation exercises is in truth the primordial portal for the control of vital energy, the cradle where the essence that animates every atom of your being awakens, a revelation that many forbidden texts describe as the first step in the great work of inner alchemy. I invite you now to begin this sacred journey, this awakening of energetic consciousness. Seated in a comfortable posture or lying down, allow conscious breathing to be your first guide. Bring your mind to the inhalation and exhalation, deep and rhythmic, anchoring yourselves firmly in the present moment. Then, with delicate intention, direct your concentration to the tips of your toes. Without forcing, without judging, simply observe. What do you perceive? Is there heat, cold, a slight tingling, a subtle vibration, a weight, a lightness, or perhaps an apparent absence? This is the first manifestation of your energetic flow, the silent dialogue of the body that begins to reveal its secrets to you. A direct perception of the subtle network that composes you, forgotten wisdom that resonates with the first fragments of the Vedas and the Hermetic papyri. Ascend slowly, centimeter by centimeter, through the soles of your feet, your heels, ankles, calves, thighs, hips. Imagine a soft golden light ascending with your consciousness, or perhaps a faint stream of vitality, a thread of prana, illuminating and purifying each cell in its path. Qigong, in its most reserved teachings, insists that body scanning is not just passively perceiving, but consciously activating. With each inhalation, draw that vital energy into the area you are observing. With each exhalation, release any tension, any stagnation, any emotional or physical blockage. This process, sustained with will and mind and discipline, begins to map the invisible paths of your energy meridians, those ethereal rivers that ancient medicine knew so well, and that you yourselves are now beginning to feel by practicing this. Body scanning assiduously, you not only cultivate a deep energetic consciousness, but also lay the foundation for an unwavering emotional balance. You will discover that certain areas of your body retain old memories, encapsulated emotions, energetic knots that impede the free circulation of qi. By bringing your intention, your concentration, and the torrent of your prana to them, you will initiate a process of liberation, healing, and purification. Ancient esoteric sages taught that every part of the body is a mirror of the soul, a fragment of the universe that contains the whole. And by learning to listen to it with this depth, the map of your inner universe is unveiled, a manual of personal manifestation that few have had the privilege to decipher. This intimate connection with your corporal temple is not the end of the journey, but merely the dawn of your capacity, the first step towards true energy control and conscious manifestation. Once you feel the vibrant pulse of your own vital force, the possibility of directing it with purpose and will beyond the limits of your skin becomes an imminent revelation. Understand that this awakening is just the key to a universal dialect that will allow you to dialogue with the cosmos. But how does this internal awakening, this newly acquired energetic sensitivity, translate into a deep attunement with the archetypal rhythms of the cosmos, transcending mere perception to dance with the universal current that governs existence itself? And how did the ancients use it to forge realities and transcend mortality? The key to attuning yourselves to the archetypal rhythms of the cosmos does not lie in the complexity of external rituals or in the frantic search for forgotten relics, but in the profound simplicity of conscious breathing. This act, which you often perform unconsciously, is the primary portal, the ethereal bridge between your inner micro-universe and the macro-universe that envelops you. Each inhalation is an opportunity to absorb not merely oxygen, but the primordial vital energy, that universal prana or qi that permeates every particle, every atom, every breath of existence. Ancient Hermetic manuscripts and Vedic sutras, in their ciphered languages, refer to this vital force as the very essence of creation, the divine breath that animates all that is. To understand and master this breath is to possess the master, key to transcend ordinary perception and dialogue with the invisible threads that weave reality, conscious abdominal breathing. That subtle and rhythmic dance of the diaphragm is the fundamental method to anchor the spirit and matter and allow the energetic flow to expand from your sacred center. In Eastern traditions, it is known as the lower dantian, an alchemical crucible where vital essence is refined. It is not a trivial act. By expanding the abdomen with each deep inspiration and gently contracting it upon exhalation, you are literally massaging your internal organs, stimulating the hidden networks of energy meridians, which are the etheric highways of your vital force. This process not only oxygenates the physical body, but also cleanses and nourishes the etheric body, dissolving blockages and allowing a free circulation of prana, preparing the ground for unprecedented energy control. But the mechanical act is not enough. Here is where mind and discipline intertwine with breath, transforming the mundane into the sacred. With each inhalation, you must incorporate visualization and intention. Visualize a torrent of golden or silver light, pure vital energy, flowing from the ether through your nostrils, descending to the lower abdomen and filling it. Hold it for an instant, feel its warmth, its vibration. With the exhalation, feel how this energy distributes itself, expands from your center to every cell, every fiber, purifying, cleansing, restoring. This focused concentration, this deliberate intention, is the true alchemy of Qigong, transforming a reflexive act into an active meditation, an energy control that is both a science and a mystical art. Ancient Vedic texts, the most cryptic fragments of the Nag Hammadi scrolls, and the whispers of esotericism in the mystery schools of Egypt, though from different perspectives, all concur in pointing to breath as the thread of life that connects the physical with the divine. It is not just a means for survival, but a sacred vehicle to achieve emotional balance and conscious manifestation. By mastering your breath, you not only purify your etheric body, but also realign the centers of your consciousness, opening doors to dimensions where intention materializes. With astonishing speed, it was said that the most advanced masters, through this respiratory control and unwavering will, could manipulate reality at will, even transcending apparent mortality, because they had discovered that breath was the pulse of the cosmos within. It is will, ignited by the flame of your consciousness and fueled by discipline, that drives this energetic symphony. By directing your prana with purpose and precision, you become not only receivers of vital energy, but its conductors, its artists. This is how the ancients managed to forge realities, not through empty incantations or external sacrifices, but through the mastery of their own vital breath, of their own uninterrupted connection with the cosmic current. Conscious breathing is your anchor and your sail, your root and your crown. But if breath is the bridge between the visible and invisible worlds, what secrets await when conscious breathing merges with deep body scanning, and will is used to navigate the intricate map of the energy meridians with the precision of a soul? Surgeon, not only to heal, but to rewrite your destiny? When your conscious breathing intertwines with the wisdom of body scanning, and your will sharpens like an alchemist's needle, it is then that the map of the energy meridians is revealed. Before you, you are no longer mere navigators, but cartographers and architects of your own inner universe. This is the heart of Qigong, a millenary dance where energy control is not a chimera, but a science of the soul. You learn to feel the energetic flow, not as an abstraction, but as the vital current that passes through you, the river that shapes the landscape of your being. Here, the vital force, that inexhaustible prana, or universal chi, becomes the clay in your hands, the raw material of your transformation. Mind and discipline are your chisels, uninterrupted concentration your focus, and pure intention the lightning, bolt that pierces the dense fog of the illusory. The visualization of vital energy becomes an act of creation, a sacred ritual where every pulse, every vibration is an opportunity to recalibrate your emotional balance and direct that vital force towards the manifestation of what your spirit longs for. It is not trivial magic, but the application of cosmic laws that esotericism has guarded for eons, whispering truths to those brave enough to listen. To understand this is to understand that the universe is not alien to you, but an extension of your own vibrational being. You are a microcosm reflecting the macrocosm, and within you resides the power to alter the fabric of existence itself. Thus, we invite you to transcend mere existence and embrace the full mastery of your vital energy. You have glimpsed a path where breath is more than air, intention more than a fleeting thought, and will the true scepter of your inner kingdom. Remember, you are not empty vessels, but beacons of imminent light, bearers of incalculable power, waiting to be awakened. Enlightenment is not a distant destination, but the awakening to what you already are. If each of you carries within the capacity to modulate your own reality, what would be the limits of humanity that collectively mastered energy control? This journey is just beginning. If these words have resonated deep within your being, if the echo of these ancient truths has ignited a spark in your soul, then we urge you to share this message. May more seekers join this brotherhood of wisdom. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the revelations that still await. In our next encounter, we will unveil the arcana of emotional alchemy, transforming shadow into gold, a new portal to your enlightenment and the next stage of your inner mastery. May vital energy always guide you.